this is for Algebra 2, and we are working on simplifying complex fractions. All right, what you want to do here is always find your common denominator. These are complex because you have fractions within your fraction. I mean, look at some of these. Notice here I have 1, 2, 3 fractions within my one big fraction. What you're going to want to do is find your common denominator, which in this case would be 25x squared. And you're going to multiply every single fraction by that common denominator. So I'm going to multiply this guy by 25x squared. And I'm also going to multiply this one by 25x squared. Okay, notice I've got the same thing over the same thing. So that's 1. So you can always multiply by 1 and not change the value. Okay, notice here the 25s are going to cancel out. So nothing's left in the bottom. So I have x times x squared, which is x cubed. Here the x squareds cancel out. So I have 4 times 25, which is 100. And that's the answer on that one. So that one's not too bad. Okay. Your common denominator, I don't necessarily want to do this one for you, but it would be u squared. So you're going to multiply the top and the bottom by u squared. Okay, you'll know you multiplied by the right thing if your fractions will always cancel. Look at this. Yeah, that u squared cancels out. I'm doing it for you now. And right here, u will go into u squared one time. Does everybody see that? So you have 4 times u, which is 4u. And then the 4's cancel. So you're left with 1 over u. That's pretty cool little answer right there. Looking for, okay, common denominator here. I'm not going to do this one for you, I promise, but your common denominator is going to have to be 4 times x plus 4. Okay, you have to include both denominators. So multiply both the top and the bottom by the same thing. So that's what you're going to do. Notice things are going to cancel here. All right, let's do one that's a little bit more complex right here. Notice here your denominators are 2x minus 5, so I definitely have to include that one. This one has an x minus 5, so you have to use him as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply everything by 2x minus 5 times x minus 5. Okay, what you do to one, you have to do to all. So I'm also going to multiply this one by 2x minus 5 times x minus 5. And here's a third fraction. I'm going to multiply him by the same thing. X minus 5. I'm going to squish him in there. And these I'm going to put in parentheses like crazy. Okay, so I had 3 fractions, 1, 2, 3. I multiplied all 3 by the same thing. Okay, so why? Well, notice here, those will cancel. So I have x minus 5 times x minus 5. So I'm going to write that right here. X minus 5 times x minus 5. And we'll figure that out here in just a minute. Here, 2x minus 5 cancels. So again, I have x minus 5 times x minus 5. And no, this is not going to cancel right here. Okay, don't do that because I have this subtraction sign here. So again, this is all works together. Here my x minus 5's cancel. So I have x plus 2 and a 2x minus 5. X plus 2, 2x minus 5. Okay, this is a harder one. It's just yucky. Now you just have to multiply everything through. You're going to have to figure out what is x minus 5 times x minus 5. So x times x is x squared. Notice here I'm going to get a negative 5x minus 5x. When you FOIL this out, that's going to give me a negative 10x. And negative 5 times negative 5 is 25. So that's going to be that. Obviously I'm going to get the same thing here. And then here, be careful. I'm going to go ahead and multiply this out real quick, and then I will worry about the minus sign. I chose the most difficult one on the problem, but on the page. X times x squared is 2x squared. This is going to give me a negative 5x plus 4x. Negative 5x plus 4x is negative x, and 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. But here's what you got to be careful with. You're subtracting all of this, not just the first term. So you have to distribute this minus sign in, which is going to change all your signs. So you're going to get negative 2x squared, and a negative negative x is plus x, and a negative negative 10 is a plus 10. Ugh. So final answer, here's your numerator. And then x squared minus 2x squared is negative x squared. Negative 10x plus x is negative 9x. 25 plus 10 is 35. So, yuck. I'm looking to see if that's the way they left it. They did. I would probably go ahead and factor it if I could, but they left it like that on the answer key. So there it is. Now that was just a really, really gross one. Okay. Look at this one. Your common denominator. Obviously, I have to have an x plus 1. It looks like I have to have at least an x squared. That'll take care of that x. He just wants another x. And I have to have a 3. So you're going to have to multiply everything by 3x squared, x plus 1. That's going to be your common denominator here. Yes, gross. There are 4 fractions. You're going to have to multiply them all by 3x squared, x plus 1. 3x squared, x plus 1. So you're going to have to do that all 4 times. Let me squish that in here. Ugh, can't see. 3x squared, x plus 1. I'll move my fat hand here in just a second. Okay? You can notice this 3x is going to cancel, just giving you an x. So you're going to have, there's a 4x, x plus 1. You're going to lose your denominators. Here the x squareds cancel. So you have 2 times 3, which is 6 times x plus 1. All over. Here the x plus 1's cancel. You have 3x squared times x, which is what? 3x cubed. Oops, that's a minus sign. X plus 1's cancel. 4 times 3 is 12, so I have 12x squared. Okay, I'm going to let you go ahead and finish that one.